Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. We're going to end on a bit of a funny note, but also kind of annoying, because it's Ted fucking Cruz. Ted Cruz, a Canadian export, introduces bill limiting pronouns and name despite going by his own chosen name. Sidebar, this is from The Advocate. So shout out to The Advocate for lining up their headline with the fucking article instead of the ads.
They did it.
Yay, The Advocate. This one comes to us from Fennec the Fox. Thank you, Fennec. You can submit news articles to me if you think I should cover them at news@vicerhino.com is the email address you can send them to. So, yeah, send me news. Send me the news.
God, it sounded like you said send me nudes for a second there.
You can send those too. I will appreciate them. They won't make it on stream though. Unless we're in a hot tub because Twitch.
He'll censor them.
I've had to censor myself so many times. All right, so Senator Ted Cruz, who is legally named Rafael Edward Cruz. Why is Ted a short for Edward?
I didn't know that I thought it was short for Theodore.
Yeah, it is as well. It's like I actually looked up why is Ted short for Edward. And it's like, Ted is like unique in that it's one of the very few short names that is short for two long names. And then it turns out that, like, I guess it's a little bit harder to say Ed than Ted because Ted starts with a consonant. So it's like, it's just laziness. It's linguistic laziness. Naramda puts the saying, wait, Ted is from Canada. He sure acts like an American Republican, though. Yeah, he's from Canada. He's from Alberta, which is our Republican sector.
Jesus.
Yeah, so Rafael has introduced a bill to the United States Senate titled the Safeguarding Honest Speech Act. Why do they, like, these things are always so fucking obviously, like, their titles are the exact opposite of what they try to accomplish.
I kind of wish that we had the same rules that the French did when it came to bills, where if anything is in the bill that it sounds even remotely like it's the opposite or not what the bill is about, the bills cannot go through. Sure. The bills have to be the bills contents have to be consistent with their names, which means they can't have like pork fat.
See, that's why I think it was Cognitive Dissonance, the podcast. They suggested that the Democrats should propose a voter ID bill, but like the voter ID is provided for free by the government. And as part of the bill, they would like make election day a holiday. And then like everybody who is eligible to vote automatically gets registered and gets the ID for free.
Oh, it's like titling a thing.
So it's like
the Maximum Freedom Act.
Yeah. So it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, technically that would give people a voter ID, which is something that Republicans say they want, but it would do it in a way that they definitely would not want. So then you could like campaign on that, being like, hey, these guys said they wanted voter ID, but look, this person voted no on the Voter ID Act. I forget all the details from that one, but yeah. Alberta gave us Kermit the Frog shutters. No, Alberta is not where Jordan Peterson is from. He's from Ontario, unfortunately. Ontario has enough fair share of. I assume Kermit the Frog is a Jordan Peterson reference.
I would assume so too. I don't know enough Canada lore to know where people are from, though.
Yeah, Peterson's from Ontario.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
we hope.
Freedom Inc. says grammatically his name should be Ralph Cruz. I don't know if Ralph is short for Raphael. Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm calling him Raphael from now on because he's like, just picture him trying to be a Ninja Turtle. That'd be hilarious.
Teenage Mutant Ninja dirtbag.
Yeah. So the bill would prohibit the use of funds to implement, administer, or enforce measures requiring certain employees to refer to an individual by the preferred pronouns of such individual or name other than the legal name of such individual and for other purposes. So basically, if you, like the same as the bathroom thing, if you go by a name or pronouns that are not made obvious by your birth certificate, then they can't like, reprimand you for it. If you constantly dead name someone or use the wrong pronouns.
So if you engage in harassment,
yeah,
because that's the word for that.
Yeah, but okay, so this part just made me like I think I got a concussion with how hard I smacked my head on the desk when I read this. Forcing anyone to use pronouns that don't accord with a person's biological sex is an unconstitutional violation of the First Amendment. It's like, okay, I can kind of see the logic there. It doesn't really make sense, but
I'm asking you not to be an asshole.
At least at least the argument could be made there. It's a stupid argument, but there is a certain amount of logic there. But then he follows it up by saying, as the Supreme Court held, if there is any fixed star in our constitutional constellation, it is that no official, high or petty, can prescribe what shall be orthodox in politics, nationalism, religion, or other matters of opinion. In other words, they can't prescribe that you must go by the pronouns that would be indicated by your birth certificate. Because that is prescribing orthodoxy in matters of, I guess, opinion would be.
No, it's different here. It's different here.
No, it's not.
It has to be. It's
that is them prescribing orthodoxy.
Because it's Republicans. It's different here.
No. It says the government has no business compelling anyone to use pronouns that contradict biological reality. Pronouns don't reflect biological reality, you fucking turd!
They don't affect reality. They're not about reality. They're about identity. I identify as a gamer. Can you find that anywhere on my penis?
No. God damn it. Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares about your biology?
I am biologically a Chris. Don't you understand?
I don't know what my fucking I know what my pronouns are. I don't know what my fucking chromosomes are, man. I've never had my chromosomes tested. I might have one of those things where, like, I'm a fully functional penis with sperm stuff, but I've got the XX chromosomes.
It's the fucking Jet video.
I might have one of those.
It has to be the Jet video with Shadow the Hedgehog. So I don't have pronouns, Sonic. What are you talking about? Everybody has pronouns.
Have you watched the new Doctor Who episodes?
So I actually have never seen a single episode of Doctor Who.
Okay, so there's the new one where, like, there's an alien that shows up that is the Meep. It's the last of his piece. Is this, like, really cute looking thing? It's all fluffy and cuddly with the big eyes and everything. And then the Doctor comes in and he's like, "Oh," he refers to him as he. And then the trans character that all the Republicans are freaking out about is like, "Did you just assume this alien's pronouns?" And then the Doctor's like, "You know what? That's a good point. What are your preferred pronouns?" And the Meep, in, like, perfect parody of Republicanism, was like, "I prefer to use the definite article as my pronoun. So I am the Meep."
You're assuming he as a pronoun.
True. Yes, sorry, good point. Are you he or she or they?
My chosen pronoun is the definite article. I am always the Meep.
And then they respect their pronouns.
Hello, the Meep.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how they talk about it. Okay, spoiler for that special. If you haven't seen this, like, mute your thing now. I'm going to give you, like, another 5 seconds to spoil it. Or because I am about to spoil it.
Okay.
The Meep's the fucking bad guy. Evil villain. Like, the reason the Meep is, like, it's this whole thing where it's like this cute thing that everybody assumes is harmless because it's this cute, fluffy, fuzzy thing with the big eyes or whatever. And then the aliens that are hunting it are these big insectoid things. But it's, it ends up being, like, a genocidal maniac.
Huh.
And so, like, the reason it is the Meep is because it's the last of its species, and it's, like, got a megalomaniacal complex going on where it's like, I'm the most important thing, so you will refer to me as the Meep.
Oh my god.
And so that was, like, the first hint of that. So it's like kind of parodying the Republican thing where, like, only assholes would choose the definite article as their pronoun. So
I thought that was Donald
Trump.
Trump.
Like, it was done in a kind of ham-fisted way, so I didn't really like the way they did that, but I did get a little bit of amusement from it. Okay. So I'm done spoiling it now, although if you had me muted so that I didn't spoil it, you have no way of knowing that I'm saying that I'm done spoiling it now. So
we rely on chat.
Yeah.
We rely on chat.
It's been out long enough that hopefully you've seen it.
I need to give you my copy of River Song.
Sure. So this person said, can you imagine getting reprimanded or fired from your job for not using an individual's preferred pronouns? Read harassing people. Unfortunately, that's exactly what the Biden regime has imposed in its latest guidance from the Department of Health and Human Services. The radical left is the radical left is actively coercing the speech of individuals, all in service of a delusional woke agenda. Like, can you fit any more buzzwords in there, buddy?
It's at a point where you start asking yourself, how much of the speech that you use, how much of the words that come out of your mouth is informative or inflammatory? Which one? Because none of that's informative. That's literally just there because them's the words the Republicans know not to like.
Yeah. Yeah, and then everybody's pointing out that, like, oh, you're passing a bill to make sure that people can, like, use your legal name without worrying about your preferred name. Okay, Ted, you're Rafael now, because that's your legal name.
Yep.
It's just how it is. Sorry, Rafael. Ordinary Man Fishing sent £2 to say Rhino ruined my life by spoiling Doctor Who. Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
You could have muted.
I did give a warning. I just didn't say how long I'd be talking about it because I had no idea.
This is the muting mutiny.
Anti-LGBTQ extremists attempting to erase trans people by purposely ignoring their pronouns, gender, and authentic name are nothing new. In fact, we even have names for those insidious acts, misgendering and deadnaming. This latest attempt by Senator Cruz, who does not go by his own legal name, to prohibit the federal government, the nation's largest employer, from respecting employees' authentic names and pronouns, is not only dangerous and demeaning, it's hypocritical. And they point out that where is it? So, yeah, the Trevor Project's 2021 National Survey on LGBTQ youth mental health found that transgender and non-binary youth who had their pronouns respected attempted suicide at half the rate of those who did not. In other words, Ted Cruz is trying to kill people.
It's saving lives to respect people's pronouns. Weird. And you know what's funny? These people, the people that want to try to push the whole, like, the woke agenda is ruining the world. This is the people who talk mostly in buzzwords to a group of constituents and not real people at a dinner table. These are the types of people that will try to justify it being okay for trans people to die as a result of suicide in one of two ways. The cruelest way they can do it is saying that they were weak and therefore deserve it. If you spend enough time on Twitter, you will find that. Mm-hmm. The other way, the more insidious way, is trying to imply that being trans, like strictly being trans, causes suicidality. And
no, that's not what the research shows.
No, the research shows that social pressures are actually the thing that increase rates of suicidality.
Yeah, it's called minority stress. If you are in a minority that is oppressed, you face extra stress in your life, and that causes things like bad mental health outcomes and increased rates of suicidality. That's just a fact of life. That has been true of LGBTQ people. It's been true of people of color. It's been true of every oppressed minority throughout history. It's just only recently that we've had the research about it. Sakura, sorry, I can't highlight your thing because my Twitch thing seems to be broken because I didn't test it before the stream. Huzzah. Says, so my father worked for the post office. He always wore a name tag with his nickname, not his first name.
That's illegal. Fine. That's illegal.
It is now.
Anyway, it's not his biological first name. It's bad.
So I have this highlighted in red because I feel like this is important. The legislation is not expected to go anywhere under the Democratic control of the Senate. This is why voting for Democrats is fucking important right now. Like, I get it. I know lesser of two evils fucking sucks as an argument. But, just, you know, you're in a two-party system in the States. That's just how it fucking is. If you vote third party, that's basically the same as just not voting. So you vote for the Democrats. I know they fucking suck. I know they're not as progressive as we would like. I've got a beard loose. She brought two.
It is the difference between getting punched in the stomach and having your jaw broken.
No.
You don't like either of them.
It's the difference between getting a congratulatory but perfunctory pat on the back and having your jaw broken. Like, yeah, the perfunctory pat on the back is like, okay, this feels like it's performative more than anything. Like, think about from an employee. Like, there was a restaurant I worked at where I worked the Thanksgiving weekend, and everybody called in sick except for me. So I worked 14-hour shifts for the entire holiday weekend by myself, busting my ass, working harder than I've ever worked before, and giving shit service because I was the only server on, so I couldn't help with everybody. So I didn't make great money because the tips weren't great, because I wasn't giving good service, because I was the only fucking server on. And at the end of it all, the owner of the restaurant gave me a card.
Don't you feel good about it?
Yeah. So it's like, it's the difference between getting that card and then getting fired for giving shit service. How dare you give shit service? Don't you know that we have the highest of standards here? So, yeah.
Jeez, it's, yeah. You would have rathered that than getting punched in the jaw.
Yeah, so Sakura says Democrats suck, Republicans are Nazis. Better to have sucky than Nazis. Then we can get the sucky out and replace them with people on the left. Yeah, so that's the thing. Especially, like, I know I emphasized the importance of local elections earlier. Now, speaking about federal elections, specifically the presidential election, people say that they'll vote third party to send a message.
What is the message?
The message that they got in 2016 was that going extreme gets you elected. But like, the thing is, you send the message in the primaries. So in the primaries, you vote for the most progressive candidate that you can. And then they see how many votes are going to the progressive ones. And then when it gets to the actual presidential election, you fucking bite the bullet and vote for the old man who's about to die. And you're like, just suck it up and vote for Joe, because it's going to be Joe. We know it's going to be Joe. But like, in the primaries, vote for the most progressive guys you can, because Joe Biden ended up being way more progressive than anybody thought he was going to be. And that's because he saw how fucking well Bernie did in the primaries. So he's like, ooh, I need to like get a bit more progressive to appeal to these Bernie bros so that they can vote for me next time. Yep, that's how you send a message with your vote. You vote progressive in the primaries, then you bite the bullet and vote for the Democrat in the actual general election.
And he may not be as progressive as you want him to be, but if you're very worried about sending a message, and I hate the fact that I have friends that tried to make this argument too. If your goal is sending a message, what you're actually saying is the message you're trying to send is more important than the lives that are affected by bringing the GOP in.
Yeah. Because like, if you send a message with your vote that I'm not going to vote for you until you get really, really progressive, what you're saying is that the LGBTQ people that I know and love are less important to me than sending that message, because allowing Trump to get in will cause them pain, will cause them suffering, will cause some of them to die. Like, literally, there is a death toll to Trump's presidency. Like, and like, I'm not just talking about like the drone strikes that he ordered. I'm talking about like LGBTQ people that would still be alive if it were not for Trump.
People within the United States that you can meet and talk to and are your friends or family. And if you don't know they're your friends and family, they might be closeted actually. And you still need to advocate for them.
Oni Reynard, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, says you might want to clarify better with old man that's about to die, as I'd argue that Trump is in worse health than Biden and is only 3 years younger.
What are you talking about? His diet of daily McDonald's definitely does not have serious consequences.
Yeah, no, and the fact that he keeps on saying that he's running against Obama is just like, he's mentally not all there.
Obama.
Yeah. Yeah, so like, and Sakura is saying that Trump does seem to have a worse cognitive decline. Yeah, I'd agree with that, which is, it's really amazing that like even the left-wing media will like talk about how old and frail Biden is, but they don't talk about the same with Trump, when it's like, no, he's an old man who like he barely passed a test that is a strictly pass-fail test that if you fail it, it means you have dementia. And then he was proud about the fact that he was able to remember woman, man, camera, TV, person.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, that was a rant and a half.
Yeah.